What is up, and welcome back to another episode of So There's That. I'm your hostess, doing the mostest, Kivanshi, and we are here with the fall finale of Found Season 2, Episode 8, Missing While Haunted. Brr, 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 brr. For today's episode, I got to collaborate with my friend, SynCittyTV. You can find all of her information in the show notes and in the description box if you're watching it on YouTube. The link is going to be right there. Just click it and head on over and you can watch all of her reviews on her TikTok page. Go ahead and support your girl. I'm gonna also put her Instagram page on there as well because she be putting the reels and stuff up, but go ahead and watch her. And with that, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Again, leave comments in the comment box below. We are talking a lot of theories and what we think are going to happen once we come back January 16th after the fall finale break. Again, if you have people in your life who don't want to watch me on YouTube, go ahead and share that link to the Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts if they have an iPhone. And you can always follow me on Instagram at So There's That Podcast, where not only do I talk about stuff with the show, but also talk about upcoming shows, upcoming movies that you haven't even heard me talk about on here or on Twitter. And speaking of Twitter, if you want to know all the crazy and deranged things that I like to think about and talk about, find me at Kivanshi. And with that, let's get into the fall finale of Found Season 2, Episode 8, Missing While Haunted.
All right, welcome back to another episode of SynCittyTV. Come watch TV with me. I'm here with my girl Kivanshi today of So There's That Podcast, and we will be discussing Found Season 2, Episode 8. What's the title of this episode, sis?
Missing While Haunted.
Missing While Haunted. I was a big fat boohoo baby during this episode. Okay, I was scared the entire time.
I'm not gonna hold you. I watched it again, and I did cry a little bit at the beach.
Yes, the beach scene. The whole episode, the tone of it was giving that something bad was going to happen at the end. So I was scared. I was really nervous. But let's get into the beginning of the episode, how Dhan told Margaret to go wash her ass.
She said, oh, you mean for me? Right.
He's such a real one for that. He's such a real one. He did it so politely. He said, the shower is, it's ready.
She looked like a bird who fell out of a nest. It was so bad.
She did look a hot mess.
And it made me wonder, like, what was the time frame between last episode and this episode with how bad she looked?
She really did. That's how I knew she was going to crash out. I knew something bad was going to happen because the tone of the episode, tonally, she was not present.
Yeah. I mean, Missing While Haunted was appropriate.
Very much so. Very much so. I want to hit Trent over the head with a pot of grits. A hot, boiling pot of grits. Can we please talk about Trent?
Which part? Because there's a specific part where I wanted to slap the hell out of him.
Please tell me.
So we skip it towards the end. Okay. When the uncle walked in, he pulled his gun. Are you serious?
On the uncle.
Are you serious?
I hate Trent. What did he do in the beginning of the episode that really, really pissed me off? It's just the way that he speaks to Gabi.
When he walked in uninvited.
The way that he talks to Gabi now is so hostile. And I just want, what makes you think you have the right? What makes you think you have the right to speak to her with such disgust?
We need more than 10 minutes for Trent.
We really, really do. I'm really sick of him. And we're going to move on, okay? Another thing that really stuck with me is Sir really been stalking Gabi her whole adult life.
Something about this episode, which they said at the beginning, and then Sir ended up saying it later, to the effect of like we'll never leave him alone. Something. Oh my God! It was right before a flashback.
Was it we'll never be safe or something like that?
Yes, we'll never be safe. Mm-hmm. We'll never be safe from him. And that's when the daughter of the missing woman, Olivia, whose real name is
Yes.
Alice, ended up saying it. So I like how that showed up twice in this
Mm-hmm.
episode. One, for her saying, like, my mom told me, like, we'll never be safe from Kane. And then you got the
Mm-hmm.
flashback of we'll never be safe from Sir. And then in
Mm-hmm.
this episode, you find out it wasn't just Lacey. Like, he been ready to go her whole adult life.
It really blew me. It really was a highlight of the episode for me, I think, because we all know that he, had an obsession with her in school, kidnapped her, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that was she really ever away from this man?
I'm glad you mentioned that, because now it's like, did Dhan find him, or did he let himself get found?
Girl, you ate. You ate with that one, because honestly, truly, Gabby father probably died, and Sir was like, now is my chance.
Yes,
Now
because
is
they
my
can't find
chance
him
to
now. So how did
exactly.
you catch him then?
Now is my chance to be there for her, like I wanted to be there for her all these years. You girl, you ate with that one. That's a big fact. And they solved another case without him.
Oh yeah, they on the roll now. The best
Yeah.
thing Zeke did was not tell her that Sir contacted her. He
Yeah.
thought about him once this episode,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it.
And him showing up to Zeke's doorstep was another eye opener for me, because I feel like he really don't want nobody else to need Gabby. He don't want her to feel needed or wanted by nobody else. So he like, if I could help these people get over their need for Gabby and they fears, I can have my girl.
I feel like, I don't know why my camera is glitching, but I feel like he's doing to them what he did when he first took Lacey. He not gonna get Gabby without all of them. So I think he's planning to kidnap every single one of them.
You think
Because he
so?
told Zeke, I didn't come over here for nothing except to get you out this house.
Out the
Because I
house.
need you to be able to come out this house. So she
Mm.
loves them.
And you remember he had all the pictures laid out.
Yes.
He
He
caught
has
somebody.
he has I feel like he is
You think he
gonna
got like a bigger plan to get
kidnap.
them all?
Because he
See, I
says, I'm
took
gonna
it.
save you all right before Zeke passed out.
He did. That's
I'm
what
a
that's why I took it as him saying like, I don't want Gabby to feel like she's indebted to you people no more, because I need her all to myself. But I definitely see what you're saying about maybe he
ooh.
has a bigger plan.
So you're saying if he fixes him, she can walk away.
Right, like, because I feel like he doesn't want her to feel needed or wanted from nobody. He don't want her to have that obligation to them, because he wants her to himself,
Oh, I didn't
and
think about
she
it that
feels
way. I was like, he finna get
obligated.
all of them.
Yeah, but that's good too. Shit, I didn't think about it like that. But shit, because they're crazy, and he definitely had all their pictures laid out on the table. He's a diabolical man. He's so diabolical. There's something wrong with him.
What did you think of? Oh my God. So Gabby did something this episode where she's still like blaming herself for Margaret.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a different tone this time.
Mm-hmm. I
Like,
felt bad about that. That hurt my feelings.
almost like she felt as though they put Jamie on the back burner. Like, even Margaret echoing and like, okay, it's my fault that we haven't found Jamie. But then also having Gabby say, it's my fault we haven't found Jamie. So I still
Mm-hmm.
feel like we don't know something about Gabby and Margaret's relationship that makes it so that Gabby feels that responsible
And you've been saying that all
for
season
this.
long.
I just don't think we got it all the way. Even with the beach scene and her finally connecting to the memory that she wanted to forget, that it was her fault.
Mm-hmm.
Something we not seeing something.
Yeah, and you've been hinting towards that, like you feel in your gut all season. You've been saying that you feel like there's something else that happened between Margaret and Gabby that warranted Margaret's reaction to Gabby and the truth coming out about Sir,
Yeah.
and why Gabby's so okay with taking this mistreatment from Margaret, because
Yeah.
she's just swallowing it. And it made me feel so bad, that final scene where she was like talking and she was saying, this was my fault. I'm like, why do she feel so responsible for Margaret's crash out?
I don't know. But speaking of crashing, Gabby finna crash these brass knuckles into Sir's big ass head. Shout
That
out to Lacey's mom,
for
y'all.
real. I know that's
Shout
right.
out.
I know that's right. That was a real mama move.
Beat his ass.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared, baby. Knuckle up.
Beat his ass, baby. And she got a lot of anger. She got a lot of emotions to
That's
get
gonna be
out.
a
And
showdown. That's gonna
I
be a
hope they let us see
showdown.
the letter.
I know.
I
The
want to
email?
see. Yeah, because
Yes.
remember we only saw a partial of it on Zeke's screen, and
Yes, yes,
then
yes,
Trent
yes.
showed up, and
Mm-hmm.
then she goes to the school. What made her go to the school, and how did
Right.
he know that Zeke got her the letter that day, that time, to
Mm-hmm.
then show up, or is he hiding out in the school the entire time? Because the lighting is different too. Every time you
Mm-hmm.
see him, it's old,
Yeah, that's very true.
abandoned.
That's very true.
So has he been at the school this whole time?
You think that's where he might be hiding out
I
at?
think so.
But it also looked like a trailer sometimes where he is.
But you know they trick us.
Yeah, they do,
He
child.
could have been in the principal's office that whole time with them dull ass windows. It was just so yellow and so old. Like going back to your school and being like, wow, this is not as big as I thought it was.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
So, ooh, bitch, I didn't even place that was their school.
I feel like it's her
Ooh,
school.
I didn't even place that. Wowzers. We taking it back to where it started. Sir is diabolical. I did not even place that.
I don't know, since you want a part one or a part two. We had 10 minutes.
Girl. Girl.
You doing two parts on TikTok?
It might have to be. Or I just, cut it. I could just cut it. Because,
Because
wow.
yes, I was like, as soon as she walked in, I said, this is her school.
That's crazy.
And on episode 8, to kind of go back there at that revelation, even if it ain't their school, a
It's a
school,
school, yeah.
kill them.
I didn't even psychologically connect that shit.
Do you think Trent? Let's go back to Trent real quick because I hated this part.
Please, let's.
When Gabi was distracted and she admitted that Margaret is missing and all sorts of other stuff, but then Trent was going back out to the trailer and almost got beat up. And they did like the little zoom in on Gabi, like his hand on her stomach and being all like concerned. So we had like this moment in the police station where he's like, what's wrong? And then her kind of like, oh shit, like my ex almost like died. He got ambushed or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen with their relationship?
What do I think is gonna happen versus what I want to happen
All right,
are
what you
two
want? What you want?
totally separate things. I want Trent to get hit over the head with a pot of high grits. Like I want him to suffer. I want him I want Gabby to like shit on him. Like I really want her to do him filthy. But I don't feel like that's gonna happen. I feel like he's gonna end up finding it somewhere in his heart to understand her finally, and she just gonna, oh, I want her to kill his ass. Let's keep it a buck.
Ooh, or
I want
Dhan.
her. I want her to kill his ass or Dhan.
I feel like Trent is gonna have to commit a crime in order to crawl back to Gabi. He's too self-righteous right now, and he just don't see it. And so I'm just like, he's gonna have to be put in a very compromised position. And it might be with Zeke, because Zeke is still doing illegal shit. He
Yeah.
loves Zeke. He loves Zeke.
But do you feel like his loyalty towards Zeke is strong enough for him to stand 10 toes down and really have a moral conflict? Because I don't.
I think that his love for Zeke, if he doesn't protect Zeke, I think there is a fear of what Gabi would actually do to him behind Zeke. Right now, she's kind of just at the brunt of it, and it's her and Sir. So it's like, okay, let's catch the bigger bad guy, and then you could put me in jail. But for Zeke to be taken with the way that he is with his condition, and Trent knowing it and witnessing it multiple times, I think Gabi would absolutely bullet Trent behind Zeke. So I think he's gonna have to go out of his way to cover up anything that Zeke did. But I think you're right. I think Sir turned Zeke in and tipped off the police.
I really do.
Like,
Even though we haven't gotten that clarification yet, I feel like
I
that's
don't,
what
him showing up
happened.
outside his house and the first thing saying, "Oh, you want to ignore me?" Oh, and I feel like that was the confirmation for me.
I definitely think that's what happened. And I definitely feel like, even though, like, all Trent slander aside, no matter how he's acting at the current moment, he does love Gabi. And I think
Oh yeah,
what you're saying about, his loyalty to Gabi may be strong enough for him to have
hmm,
moral conflicts about how he might handle the situation with Zeke. Because it's definitely
absolutely
not over. Because Zeke not getting rid of his stuff.
no. And speaking of crimes, Lacey the only one that ain't committed no crime on that thing.
Just true blue. She just true blue.
I'm like, Lacey, put them law school skills to the test, girl, because every
Lacey,
one of
that one
y'all is
friend.
criminal.
Lacey, that one friend who don't partake in the pass around.
She gonna bail
Lacey,
you out
that
of
one
jail.
friend.
She gonna bail you out of jail. But the rest of them, I said, damn, everybody a criminal except
Everybody.
Lacey. And she just
Margaret
so
don't went
cute.
away for assault. Okay.
And she the one, she the biggest one because hers is proven.
On camera.
On camera, girl.
On camera.
Multiple times. Zeke, they gotta try to prove it. And Dhan and Gabby's
Hmm.
is just they own word of mouth. And like the police chief said, was she under duress? She got the anniversary of her mama death, her daddy death,
At
all
facts.
types of stuff. Like she could have just been saying and doing anything. Like that's not even a believable case. Like
Mm,
what are we talking about? But I just thought that was the funniest thing, especially because Lacey was so cute and so innocently
so
refreshing
cute.
this
So cute.
episode.
And that's what I love about Lacey. Her cuteness, but the fact that she's not a weak punk. You
Yes.
will look at her and assume so. But that's not the case. That's a feisty little mama.
Yes. Now, another question for you. It came up on Twitter that the receptionist might be the one leaking them documents
Mm-hmm.
to Sir. I think it's somebody we have not met, but she was in this episode and I
The
showed
receptionist,
side eye.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I saw her in this episode. I had it before. I just don't be paying attention, honestly, truly.
Hmm.
If I did see, I wasn't paying attention. But I was paying attention because of the fact that I did see people saying that on social media. So I was
Yeah.
like,
I don't know.
I
And
saw
who is he
people
talking
say
to on the
Captain
phone?
Mallory. I've been seeing people say, how I think it might be. Like Lacey's mama popped into my head, but after last night's episode, I don't think so no more.
Yeah, Lacey's mom.
I don't know why. I really can't describe the feeling that I was having, and it was prior to last night's episode, and I just had like a twinge of what if, what if, and then somebody else said it to me on Twitter, and I said, I thought the same thing.
I'm gonna
But
jump
after
off a
last night's
cliff.
episode, I feel a little different. After last night's episode, I feel like nah.
I'm gonna jump off a cliff and go back to the gum that was found at the cabin and it
Mm-hmm.
having a familial match to Sir.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's Christian. I don't think it's what's her name? Lena?
The
The
sister.
sister? What if now we're going way back. The
All
mama
right.
was very reckless. She was an alcoholic. She had some drugs. What if she had a kid out there that she gave up for adoption and Sir found? And in this quest or whatever, there's a family member that we don't know about.
That's a very possible.
Like his mother was promiscuous and she did not want kids. It's to me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, she probably, in my head, if I was writing it, that's what I would write. There's a child she gave
Because
up.
it needs to be something that we're all not expecting.
Yeah.
It's definitely not going to be anything that we all could predict. Found gonna snatch us bald.
Oh yeah. But and that's why I'm thinking like, I don't think it's somebody we
You got
ever
to
seen.
think outside the box. That's some good outside the box thinking.
Yeah. I don't think it's somebody we ever seen or somebody in the police department is related to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know how I feel about theories and predictions, child. I don't know. I don't know.
That's all I got for this episode. It was very cute. It was very emotionally
It
grounding.
was.
I know we talk about Gabby's emotions a lot, but in this episode, because there were some times where I'm like, is she gonna cry? But you see her really holding. I don't think she
Absolutely.
exploded
No.
enough,
Nope.
and I think in the way that Shanola is acting it, especially in this episode.
Yeah, this episode was definitely I felt.
Yes, like, oh, she holding back, like,
And then what I remember specifically the scene. You talked about it already when she held onto her stomach after what happened
yes.
with Trent. That shit, I was like, "Woo."
And I've been there before where you're trying to talk calm on the phone, but your chest, and
Mm-hmm.
you work in healthcare too, where you got to do CPR on somebody that passed out in front of you. You got to do your job, but the whole time you
Mm-hmm.
like, please do not die. And then
Hell
when it's
yeah.
over, it's like, and I
Right.
just feel like Gabi is trapped and she hasn't had that moment
She's
yet.
trapped in that feeling
Hmm.
all the time.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm ready.
What an
But
episode. I cannot wait for
I
it to
can't
come
wait.
back. What's the date? When is it coming back? I know you know.
January 16th. January
Yeah,
16th.
January 16th. We back, same place, same time. Thank you so much for chit chatting with me, sis.
Thank you.
On this one, I love talking to you about TV. We have some of the best conversations. I wish we could record them like all the time
I
because
know.
we take it there.
But we about to get off of this and say
Yes,
bye to bye to everybody else and be in
yes,
each other's phones.
yes. Exactly right. Exactly right. All right, y'all. Peace.